at the price of Radha's breathless love. This is the subject of this discourse, my dear friends. अथैकदा द्वारवत्यां वसतो रामकृष्णयोः सूर्योपरागसुमनानासीत् कल्पक्षे यथा सम्मत्वा मनुजा राजन् पुरस्तादेव सर्वतः समन्तपञ्चकम् क्षेत्रम् ययुः श्रेयो विदित्सया. My dear friends, a total eclipse of the sun is going to occur on June 10th of 2002. Similar occasion was predicted to happen on the 15th of the dark fourth night of Vaishakha 5,000 years ago. The word had gone all around the civilized world of that time, and people thronged from all sides of the globe to the sacred spot famous as Kurukshetra nowadays. And also it used to be famous with the same name. The whole of elite spiritual India assembled there. From Dwarka, king of Grasen, Vasudevji, Akrur, led by the army general Anath, Hest and Satyaki. The people of Dwarka journeyed with great dignity and splendor, decorated with shining silk clothes, crowns and necklaces of gold, garlands, celestial flowers, wearing armors, riding on elegant gold chariots. They looked like gods and goddesses, my dear friends. They arrived and filled all the large tents, camps made for them. They took bath, observed fast, and made charities, and prayed aloud. Krishneno bhaktirastute, Krishnena bhaktirastume. Lord Krishna and Balram also arrived with their wives and kinsmen. As soon as eclipse began, they all took bath in Samantapanchaka pond, nowadays known as Brahma Sarovar. And as darkness deepened in that midday, they continued yajna, worship, japa and meditation. Many went on offering charities to the untouchables. Huge crowd had gathered in more than 50 miles of acres, my dear friends, and have engaged themselves in religious performances such a sight can be seen only in India during eclipse or Kumbh Mela and other festivals, my dear friends. On a small scale, you can see even in yearly Magha Mela at Prayagraj. They took bath. They took their middle bath in pitch darkness, and the last bath when the eclipse was over. Everyone changed their sacred thread. Now is the time for yajna, the fire yoga, the Agni yoga, and donation offering for the Brahmins, practicing Brahmins. And Krishna is standing under a large canopy, and he is offering donations, grains, clothes, holy cows, and enormous wealth. Rishis and Munis have gone. They have come to have a glimpse of him to excuse of receiving his donations. Almost all topmost legendary rishis who have taken vows to not take anything, not accept anything from anyone, no matter how big, great, elegant one is. They had vowed not to take, and they have come, and they are receiving donations to preserve them for the rest of their life. All Yadava warriors and royal ladies donated so much of wealth that it became hard even for other kings to find people to accept their donations. There were huge camps of famed donor, mighty King Jarasandha, and there was mighty donator Karna. But who cares? All are rushing to Krishna's camp to receive donation. Krishna became the big donor. After donation hour, the fasting began, my dear friends. After fasting, all rishis, munis, yogis, and brahmins, all elders, youngsters, and ladies were feasted. Then all youths were feasted. Then Sri Krishna took his lunch and then rested. Now came the hour of meeting with their relatives, kith and kin. Allies and enemies both had come. King Radha'S has come with his 100 sons, and Bhishma and Vidur, they have come. By now, King Yudhishthira has established his worldwide empire from his new capital Indraprastha, inhabited by Sri Krishna himself. All his mighty brothers and Mother Kunti Devi and Queen Draupadi had come. They had a large camp, largest camp next to Krishna's. Jarasandha and Shishupal and Dantavakra and Sharva and Drupad, King Virat and Shal and Kashiraj, Yudha, Manyu, Sinjay, Susharma, all these are died up to the time of Mahabharata war. They are alive, young and bubbling with big energy, my dear friends. All had come. Their camps were shining up in one line. Hundreds of father-in-laws of Sri Krishna were there, and curious to see the boom of luck, boost of 16,100 princes. Their fathers had come, my dear friends, not just to see their luck boost, their daughters' luck boost. Their camps were sparkling with prosperity. Each one actually competed for feasting. Feasting, okay? And Krishna's came for a day, okay? Because they loved Krishna. Even enemies as Jarasandha and Shishupal had postponed their malices and troublemaking attitude. Even they came forward with a request to King Ugrasen. Since he was the father of his daughter-in-law, he was accepted. He said, I want to feast your camp. And Ugrasenji accepted. But there were innocent people, innocent kings and queens. They did not think of poisoning anybody, my dear friends. So don't doubt like that. There was constant flow of visitors, dignitaries and rishis. Empress Draupadi had already occupied her seat in Dwaraki and Janasiam. She had introduced herself to all dazzling and giggling wives of Sri Krishna, and also getting acquainted with them intimately. She was sitting in the garden near the pond, surrounded by Sri Krishna's wife, and asking everyone how did they discover and marry Sri Krishna. Each one of them, my dear friends, shyly, blissfully, elegantly, proudly describing those historic golden moments. Many were blissed down, reliving those outstanding hours. They were thrilled, tears came to their eyes. Many laughed hysterically and sunk deep in bliss of those hours. He Vaidravyachuto Vadre, He Jambavati Kausale, He Satyabhami Kalini Shabdero Lakshmani, He Krishna Patne Tanno Brutano Bhagavan Swayam Upajeme Yatalokam Anukurvan Swamayaya. Draupadi ji said, O Rukmini ji, O Mitravinda ji, O Lakshmana ji, Rukmini ji and Mitravinda ji and Lakshmana ji's descriptions of their wedding were outstanding and astonishing, my dear friends. Hours they relived those immortal happenings. Then one of them told the story how the Lord rescued all 16,100 princes from house arrest of Bhaumasur. That episode was marvelous. Then Queen Draupadi described her wedding story, and all of them were amazed. Kunti Devi met her brother Vasudevji and alleged him for not helping her and her sons in great trouble with Kauravas. Vasudevji replied, Sister, you cannot even conceive in what a drastic trouble I was trapped in. I was captive in the port of Kansa for more than 20 years. Just recently, my planetary situations have come smoother and I am in good shape. I am surprised. How have I survived? How I went through all those sufferings. Oh my God, what a great suffering I went through. Whenever some yogi rishi met with Ugrasen, Vasudevji, Akrur and Satyaki, they said, wow, what a great wonder! Even a moment glimpse is rare to high yogis. Same Lord Sri Krishna lives amongst you as your kinsman. You are so intimate to him. You can run down and see and touch him whenever you want to. What a great fortune! How did you get that? Nanda Satredun Praptan Gyatva Krishna Purogaman Tatragamad-vrato Gopairana Ardhai Didrikchaya. All kings and knights were amazed to see whose cart is racing on the streets of Kurukshetra so fast, yoking two white baby elephants. They were told this is Nanda Baba of Sri Vrindavan who is rushing fast to Sri Krishna. As soon as the cart was parked outside Yadava's camp, lo, Nanda Baba jumped out, and as if floating in the air, ablaze above the ground, he ran. The news spread in and out. Vasudevji, Ugrasenji, Akrurji came running and took Nanda Baba and all Gopals in their embrace. And all started shedding tears of joy, my dear friend. Krishna Rama Parishrajya Pitavava Bhivadya Cha Pitarava Bhivadya Cha Na Kinchano Chatu Premna Sasru Kancho Purudva. Sri Krishna and Balaram ran down and saluted Mother Yashoda and Nanda Mama. They took them in their embrace, overwhelmed with feelings. Speechlessly they looked at each other. With tear-filled eyes they are looking at each other. Tributes were offered to King Ugrasen. The king gave the most moving, heartfelt reception, my dear friends. Uddhava ran down. He set a camp just near there. Gopis saw him and smiled. Nanda Yashoda smiled at them and remembered his wisdom talk back at Vrindavan. All settled in the camps. It became a mini Vrindavan, my dear friend. Mother Yashoda is happy today. She has fed Sri Krishna in her lap and started feeding him fresh sweet butter, the makhan mystery. And lo, milk poured out of her breast. She saw her Krishna in a baby form and teenage form. She felt she is in Vrindavan, back into Krishna's childhood age. Sri Krishna met each of his friends of his boyhood, my dear friend. Each friend, each Gopa and Gopi felt Sri Krishna received him or her first, and reciprocating her subtlest feelings, nothing left behind. All their expectations and hopes met multi-million times more than they can expect and hope. Everyone of Vrindavan wanted to see the new surroundings, new relationships of Sri Krishna. All Dwarakians start to see how are the milkmaids and milk boys of Sri Vrindavan with whom their Lord spent his childhood and teenage years. Mother Devaki, Mother Rohini, and Mother Yashoda ji embraced each other and shedding tears of joy. They all are lost in reminiscences of those honeysuckle days. Devaki ji said, "Oh Yashoda ji, it is impossible to repay that debt even in million years. You raised Sri Krishna and Balram so affectionately. We will always worship your friendship." And Yashoda ji said, "Sister, why do you praise me? Am I other to you? I thought we both belong to each other." Lo, Yashoda ji is crying now. Sri Krishna found opportunity. He is sitting among the gopis in a garden nearby. Gopyascha Krishnam apalabdha chiradavishtam yat prekshane drishishu pakmakritam shapante. For whom the gopis have evolved such an intense longing that they would fight with Brahma Ji, the destiny maker, for making eyelids that always interrupt the vision of their beloved Lord. After such a long time of separation, they saw him, they found him so close, so near. They began to see him winklessly, as if holding him in their ambrosial embrace, licking him through their tongue and smelling him from all over, everywhere, from everywhere. A rapturous joy erupted from their within, and a state of cosmic oneness with their beloved, who appeared everywhere in everything and every moment. And the rope of love tied to that, they realized always one with Sri Krishna in supermost power. Hriday Kritamalam Varirabhya Sarva Tadbhavamapurapi Nitya Yujam Durapam. Dear Gopi, Sri Krishna's musical voice echoed. My dear Gopi, dust clouds, dry leaves and blade of grass float in the sky. Big winds are driven miles away. They float in the sky by wind, or they are driven miles away. In this process, they unite and separate always. Similarly, by the will of destiny maker, all human beings also meet and separate from each other. I congratulate you for developing a transcendental state of love in which I and you have become eternally one. Union and separation of bodies have no meaning at all. The pain and separation, joy and union is the state of mind where only half-minded people live in. To the normalcy, to a healthy state of mind, lover and beloved are ever united. They dwell together, each one in the very heart of each other one. Upon this oneness, the entire phenomenal flux is constantly changing on the periphery. This state of being is not a mental projection. It is not an illusion, not a sentiment. It is a truth. It is the reality. You see me everywhere. You find me in everything, and everything in me and you. And you love me as your sweetheart. This perspective of you is an absolute reality. As Sri Krishna's words revolved in that cool, silent night, the gopis suddenly dropped identity and became oceanized, Krishnized and blissed out. They all said together, "Oh, my beloved Lord, oh, my beloved Lord, divine love composer, the sweet viewers, embraced in the heart, is the only uplifter from the bottomless abyss of the hell of multi-million forms of identity crisis. Even for the great yogis, it is, it is, it is, and your navel stemmed lotus born Brahma. Aushtate nalinanavamadaravindam Yogeshwarairdevichindyavagadhabodhai Sansaramovamadido dharanavalam Geham jushamabimanasudiyat sadhana. Oh, my beloved, move wherever you wish, stay wherever you want to, remain happy, singing, dancing as you used to be in Vrindavan. All we want from you is just bless us so that we may always hold your lotus feet in our heart, composed by love for you, dear. In fact, there is not even a tinge of separation between Sri Krishna and his gopis, my dear friend. Only as a refresher, stimulator, it comes in their life, and so is in all other cases of loving Sri Krishna. Look at the friends of Sri Krishna. They never feel Sri Krishna ever went away from them. They are shy in the society of Dwarakiyas, rishis and kings, but Krishna and Balram, they are always shy in the society of Dwarakiyas and rishis and kings, but Sri Krishna and Balram, these friends of theirs always sit right among them. They love it. Strange habit, isn't it, for the gopis, for the gopas as we are? Look what's happening there. Mother Rohini has caught hand of Mother Yashoda and leading her, introducing Mother Devaki, Revati and Rukmini and all. Few Gopals are holding gifts. Mother Yashoda is offering gifts of Vrindavan to each lady and gents in Dwaraka and Janatya. Each one is thrilled to touch feet of Yashodaji, receiving her blessing and gift. It really smells like wildflowers or Padmagandha milk. Dwarakites never saw such gifts before. They often heard praises of the milkmaids of Vrindavan, their beauty, their meekness, their bashfulness, but they had never seen them. Today they saw with their own eyes and hear them talk, feel their touch and their perfume. How might be Sri Radha reminiscing home? Even Sri Krishna became oblivious every time. Oh, where is she? Rukminiji and Satyabhamaji and Mitravindaji, all dozens ran down with gifts in their hands. To their great amaze, they saw a camp illuminating like moonbeam, decorated with banners and flags. Pearl curtains, white silk sheets, spread on floor everywhere. Jasmine perfume spreading in the air, flower garlands covering the walls. Sri Radha is seated on a flower throne. Friends are fanning Chauri. She is wearing gorgeous crown and earrings. Her silk sari is shimmering. her long hair flowing to her hips, walking like swan, like geese, she came to greet them, looking at her dazzling countenance like million moons. Moonshine, million moonshine, all the queens of Sri Krishna lost their luster as if stars upon sunrise. All of them fainted about and bowed down at her feet. Thrilled and tear-eyed they became. Sri Radha ran down and greeted them all with spread out arms. Premanandamai Dormyam Parirevre Mudanvita. Rukminiji held Sri Radha's hands and brought her in her camp with Sri Lalitaji, and she said, "Dear friends, Sri Krishna becomes oblivious upon your slightest remembrance. Without seeing you, his condition is beyond normal understanding. How did you attain such an A-class, world-class love? How does it get evolved?" Her Majesty, Sri Radha said, "Your husband is unfathomable sea of love. You are his very own. You have accomplished where, whereas I am a loser. How can I say and what can I tell you about love? There is nothing at all in this watered down milk maid of Vrindavan. There is nothing in me. Not even a tinge of love do I have. It is his nature. He accepts anywhere, everywhere, wherever, some causelessly and unconditionally long for him. Whereas he does not even pass a glance, no matter what, even one day, even he does not glance, no matter what, even one dashes one's head on his door for eons, millions of years. It is his nature to love without reason. Tearing down the rooftop, his love pours down in torrents, and the receiver stays shocked and surprised and blissed in and out. But I got nothing. I am an unfortunate loser. Oh, there was time I felt he loves me, but it was my illusion. I am fallen from the grace. Telling thus, high waves of bhava took over her. Her face illuminated, and tears rolled down her golden cheeks. Sighing and sobbing, she fainted down. Everyone rushed and served her. Rukminiji looked unwinkingly. With utmost devotion, she touched her feet and praised her exalted estate. And Lalitaji clasped not to do what? Not to do that as it hurts her friend and the friend all the more, and she might be gone beyond recovery. So Rukminiji saw this embodied Mahabhav and served her with utmost devotion. She prayed by serving her, "Let divine love of Sri Krishna come upon me." In the enthusiasm of her service, she cooked Padmagandha milk, mixed cardamom and saffron and honey, and offered it to Sri Radha before she departed to her camp. At night, in the bedroom, she was aghast to see Sri Krishna, who arrived limping and jumping. And she rushed and laid him down on the sofa, and saw his soles are full of burns, swollen up, hurting a lot. She had in her mind to discuss a lot of things, but she was crying, holding those feet in her hand. She asked, upon whose punyas, upon whose prayers you have run down today on scorching lands? And Sri Krishna replied, oh, no one, of course, Her Majesty, no one. No one, but it is caused by your own absent-mindedness. But it is okay, don't worry, it will be all right. Okay? It is obvious. It is just ordinary. Und due to my absent-mindedness, Rukminiji gasped, you mean I am the offender? Rukminiji was shocked with surprise. Great worry and shame came upon her face. Not actually offense, but lousiness is what we can call it. Sri Krishna watched a great cloud of despondency overtaking her face, and he picked her hand and said, the milk you offered to Sri Radha was too hot. You were supposed to cool it down before you fed her. But she took it as my personal prasad as it was given by you, who is my wedded wife. And she drank it with the joy of having prasad. I really did not understand what is the link between that hot milk and these burns of your feet. Got to be sensitive, dear, in the matters of love, or it just vanishes away as camphor. The milk was too hot. My feet are virtually in Sri Radha's heart always due to her ceaseless remembrances. So there it goes, that milk did this to my feet. Oh my, Rukminiji wept aloud in tears. She placed her head on those feet and said, you and her are so inseparably one, and I was going to talk to you about her. She put turmeric bandage on them, on the wounds, and served him all night. Rukminiji started serving meekly each and everyone who came from Vrindavan, my dear friends. They all were embodiments of devotion, incomparable in the whole world. She goes to Mother Yashoda, each gopi, each gopa, and the holy cows too. She serves them all. All sages and rishis and yogis and siddhas have come to Kurukshetra. All important kings, queens, religious dignitaries have arrived. Satyabhamaji saw this sacred assembly, and she remembered her long cherished wish. She ran down to Naradji. I know, Naradji exclaimed as he saw the queen fast approaching stage. Yes, Her Majesty, this is the appropriate time for your donation ceremony. I will multiply the fruit of it will means donation to me in this very spot in Kurukshetra and during sun eclipse. And to me, this act of your donation will multiply its fruits in inexhaustibility. But forgive me, madam, to question about your private life. Forgive me. But it is necessary to know before I accept this donation. And Satyabhamaji said, please ask, what is it in your mind? Madam, is the Lord of Dwarka that much yours that you can make a donation of him? Please let me know definitely. I feel he belongs to all of your co-sisters, of your sisters, in thousands of. I will finalize it right now. And she ran down into her camp, and Sri Krishna was just speaking with Uddhavji. And she said, Bhabi, can I have a private talk for a minute, please? Of course, Sri Krishna said and followed her inside. Bhabi, I really want to know the certainty of our love. I am yours, my dear wife. I am completely yours. But that you tell to everybody, even to one who just looks at you and pastes some phony smile on her face. Well, then why don't you try on me? Try me on. And Krishna replied like this. And Satyabhamaji said, suppose if I donate you to somebody, Krishna said, what is there to ask? Just go ahead. After all, you have brought that desired tree, that kalpavriksha, from this for this same purpose. I need that tree right now. Satyabhamaji said. Krishna said, okay, let me send Garudaji together. Both came out, and Garuda was at the door. Upon the command of the Lord Sri Krishna, Garuda flew to Dwarka and brought the tree in 10 minutes. And Narad was invited. News spread out in Kurukshetra. Pandavas heard the news. With the entire family, they flocked down to Sri Krishna's camp. Mother Kunti Devi and Subhadra Devi and Draupadi all came in hundreds. Bhishma, Vidur, 5 Pandavas, Bhishma, Rukmi, even Shishupal and even Duryodhan came down. Many rishis came to see the event. Narad came elegantly playing on his lute, which was decorated with perfuming jasmine flower garlands, my dear friends. Naradji was offered a high seat, a gorgeous throne, tallest among all. The queen worshipped him according to the rule. She feasted him 8-course meal. Sri Narad was now looking very rich, almost like an emperor. He was the center of all events of today. All kings and warriors were sitting lower seats and filled out all corners of the camp. Auditorium is house packed. Now, as the hour of donation was approaching closer, Satyabhama's face was being lit with majesty. She now came up front and with folded palms said to all co-wives of her husband, I know, dear sisters, you all have equal rights of Sri Krishna. Yet, since I have nourished such a wish since so long, and we had been to the heaven, wound the Parijata tree, specially for this purpose, so please allow me to donate Sri Krishna to Honorable Sage Naradji now. All of them said, okay, sister, we all have equally shared one husband all along without quarrels, so let this wish of yours be fulfilled with ease. Now Satyabhamaji garlanded her husband and worshipped him and worshipped Naradji and took a robe and looked at him, looked at Sri Krishna and looked at Naradji and looked at everyone, and he smiled, and Satyabhamaji smiled and stood straight and She bound him with the tree. To utter surprise of all, that tall tree turned into a small man-sized plant. She then poured water in her right hand, right palm, and held it up. Sage Narad pronounced Sankalpa mantra. After indicating day, month, year, star, place, she said, Imam Mamapatim Sri Krishna Chandram Naradaya Brahmaputraya Aham Satyabhamam Brajavasinam Gopivat Shashvat Krishna Prema Praptirthedanam Karishyami. I am offering a donation of my husband to great sage Narad to attain far bigger love like the lovely gopis of Vrindavan. Pronouncing thus, she poured that water into the right hand of Sri Narad and held her hubby's hand and gave it into the hands of Sri Naradji. To strengthen this donation more, she donated him 1,000 holy cows whose horns and hoofs were plated with gold, wearing gold necklaces and silk clothes. Flowers are showering from the sky. Music echoed, conches resounded. People applauded with bravo, and Naraji peacefully sat on the throne watching the assembly of kings and queens and sages. Now he held his lute and stood up. He looked at Sri Krishna, and his serious voice echoed loud and clear. Dear Sri Krishna, now Satyabhamaji has donated you to me. You are now mine. You are my property now. Please remember this always, that you are my property, my possession. Please follow me behind and act as I command you, okay? Do you have any objection? Naradji asked, standing up and walking to one direction. No, my lord, I am your servant, Sri Krishna replied respectfully and stood up and walked behind Narad. Satyabhamaji came up front and with folded palms requested, please kindly tell me the sale price of my husband. Naradji said, Her Majesty, please keep all your wealth with you, plus take all the cows, gold and money you have donated me along with this wish-fulfilling tree. It is my free gift. You can take all of them. But please don't tell me anything about selling Sri Krishna dead to you. Narada's words created big commotion all around. Satyabhamaji was almost crying. She said, Honorable Naradji, did not you tell me that Parvati also donated Lord Shiva to you? I never lied, Her Majesty. Aditi also donated Kashyap to me. I sold them back just for a white cow, a holy cow with calf or other nominal items. And Satyabhamaji said, I will give you 1,000,000 times more than what they paid you. Satyabhamaji interrupted with strong tone. Naradji said, what will I do with all of them? I haven't built an ashram. Where will I keep them? Satyabhamaji said, I will donate you an A-class palatial ashram too. Well, I am cursed to stay vagabond, so I cannot have an ashram. Satyabhamaji said, with my power of tapas, I will finish that curse, and you will stay as long as you want, anywhere you want. Naradji said, no need, I love that curse now. And to travel with Krishna, it will be more interesting and charming. It will be great adventure. I love that curse. Please sell my hubby back to me, Satyabhamaji insisted, came onto original talk. I cannot survive without my hubby. Well, that's your personal matter, Her Majesty, Naraji said. But the law is once you donated an item, you cannot insist to sell. To sell my personal property. How can? How can I? It is my human right to be free in having it in my possession. Do you know, Queen, when Aditi tied Kashyap with this tree, it was tall and opulent. With Lord Shiva, it was same tree was up to his chin of Lord Shiva. And look at it now. It is just about Krishna's knee. Krishna, my property, is invaluable, priceless. I cannot lose him. Her Majesty, please forgive me. I cannot sell him back. Her Majesty, you coveted to attain him for eternity by donating him to me, but he is such a priceless wealth that we became swamis and yogis only to evolve an intense covet to possess him. Now I have found him, so here we go. Then he looked at Sri Krishna and said, Krishna, what are you looking up there left and right? Follow me up. You are my property. Okay, holy sire, and Krishna followed. Followed, said Narad behind him, who has now stood up and began to walk. You read Sankalpa mantra to attain love like milkmaids of Vrindavan. They live in, in Vrindavan. Krishna lives in Dwarka. Now Krishna will live with me and you will live in Dwarka. Have love like gopis. Okay? Bye-bye. Satyabhamaji almost fainted. Many queens started crying and many ran helter-skelter to find someone who can help. Many kings were there with their families, and King Ugrasen and Vasudeva and Pandava and Draupadi and Bhimsen was there. Their brain stopped functioning. There was no way out. They cannot say it illegal. Some of the queens fell down at the feet of Sage Narad and held him by their hands. Naradji was talking to Krishna. Krishna, we must journey to the Himalayas. There I will teach you um, yogi, how yogis live. I will teach you now the way of the yogis. You will sit right before me and I will meditate just looking at you. No need closing eyes anymore. All you need to do is just don't dream your past. Anticipate the wonder of life ahead with me and you are set. Lots of sighing and sobbing going on all around. The Mamaji ran down to Rukminiji and for the first time she fell down at her feet and requested for help. Rukminiji came up front and folded her palms to say Naradji and said politely, kindly have mercy on me. Sri Krishna is my husband. I married him first. Naradji said, Her Majesty, please, it is my humble request. Do not pick up a quarrel with me. Although you are the main one, you married first, but to me your whole family is one unit, one team. If you have to discuss about legality of this donation, kindly talk to Satyabhamaji and not to me. Now all queens were repenting for permitting Satyabhamaji to do this. But it is too late. At last Arjuna came, the great hero Arjuna came, and he saluted down to Sage Naradji and said, Holy Sire, Sri Krishna is my friend. How do I get him? Ugrasen said, Holy Sire, Krishna is my Prime Minister. What is the point dragging a warrior in philosopher's lifestyle? If if love of his wife rose up high, he might sneak away in the midnight. All kings and queens prayed to Naradji. At last he said, although I never would like to sell Sri Krishna, but your misery compels me. So here is the way. Bring a man-sized large scale. And it was immediately brought. A light of cheers rained across the faces of all present kings and queens and family members. Naradji asked Sri Krishna to climb up and be seated on one plate of the scale. And Sri Krishna did it as obedient child. And Naradji said, while everyone listened carefully, just offer me wealth equal to Sri Krishna, and Sri Krishna is all yours, okay? Satyabhamaji and all queens were enthusiastic. This is so easy. We can get it. They ran down to their treasuries and chests, and they brought all shining gems and jewels. It filled the plate, but Sri Krishna's plate remained as it was, down on the earth, stuck. Well, now just think and pronounce the name of objects you want to weigh Krishna with, and its weight will be on the scale. This new announcement helped everybody. When Satyabhamaji and all queens' wealth did not lift Sri Krishna's side of the scale, a panic arose. But thanks God, King Ugrasen came up front and announced, all my wealth, all my empire and lands I place on this scale. People were thrilled, but it did not do any good. Now King Yudhishthira, he came, and he announced, all my wealth and lands and tributes I got in my recent world conquest before Rajasuya Yajna, I placed all on the scale, let it be equal. But Sri Krishna's side did not go up. It remained stuck in the ground on the earth. Did not move a single inch up. Now King Bhishma, the father of Rukminiji, came up and announced, all my kingdom and wealth, and nothing happened. King Nagnaji and many wealthy kings came to help, but no use. Sri Krishna's side did not even shake. Satyabhamaji caught hold of Rukminiji. Sister, please help. I have heard you are incarnation of Goddess Lakshmi. Even if I sit with the wealth of the three worlds, it is not going to work. Rukminiji said, Uddhavji is our minister who studied with Sage Brihaspati of heaven. Perhaps he might suggest some useful kind of advice. Where is Uddhavji? Arjun, Satyaki and others ran around. Soon they spotted and brought him to the spot. Satyabhamaji respectfully requested him, O the disciple of Sage Brihaspati, you are intimate friend of Mayavi. Your advices are always practical. It has been always useful. Please deliver us from this great trouble. And Uddhavji looked all around and saw the situation, said, Her Majesty, all great beings, even 700 years old, Bhishma is here. What can I do here? But let me tell you one thing. Get someone perhaps a gopi from Vrindavan. I hope that is going to work. Immediately, big light of hope flashed out before Satyabhamaji, and she rushed down herself on foot, barefooted. She ran down straight and fell down at the feet of Sri Radha and cried out her heart and apologized for not inviting her in this ceremony. And Sri Radha embraced her and consoled deeply, and she appeared gracefully at the spot. All kings and all queens stood up in honor. They had heard about her, but saw her only today. Oh, how so beautiful, humble, yet majestic, still very calm, and so indrawn. Sri Radha asked everyone, she asked to remove everything from the scale. Soon servants ran down and cleared it off. Kings sat down on their seats, and she asked Uddhavji to give her a pen and paper. Immediately brought them. He immediately brought them. And she wrote Radha's love, and then placed it on the other plate of the scale. And no, everybody's great surprise. Sri Krishna's side lifted all the way up and became not only equal, but far above, more, to the rooftop. Everyone was shocked with surprise and requested to let them know what was written in the paper. But that is now said Narada's property. Great wave of joy rose, flowers showered, music echoed, and nymphs danced, and Naraji ran down and pulled Sri Krishna out of the scale and handed her over to Sri Radha. Now Sri Krishna became the property of Sri Radha. She said, full of love, come, beloved mine, you were completely mine long ago in Vrindavan, but the strange twist of fate, today you are mine again. And Sri Krishna said, I am filled, submerged into the sea of love of being together, a beautiful dance pledge, my dear. To their wondrous amaze, all kings and queens and warriors saw like a lightning, and the cloud both are dancing in ecstasy. Time stopped, breath stopped, everybody's ego melted away. Nobody felt their identity. One cosmic consciousness prevailed in the front of vast stage of light, and wild dance of Sri Radha and Krishna continued on and on. A pour of bliss, flood of unbelievable joy, sea of liquid happiness entered and soothed everyone's soul. As the dance completed, all the assembly fell down at the feet of Sri Radha. All queens of Dwarka, all kings, all citizens bowed down at her feet. Suddenly Sri Radha's voice echoed, addressing Satyabhamaji, Sister, you requested my help. I did it. I am fulfilled with love, which I placed on the scale with little fight. Even Sri Krishna. That love is always with me in my heart. I am not different from it. Please accept your husband. You are legally married. This is my gift to you. Please accept him and serve him, considering him always mine, okay? And lo, Satyabhamaji ran down and embraced Sri Krishna and began shedding tears of joy. And Sri Narada ran down and picked up the piece of paper and tucked it in his hair and began to play on his veena and began to sing aloud. A big dance began, my dear friends, all of a sudden, of its own. Vande Nandam Brajastrinam, Vande Nandam Brajastrinam, Padarenu Avikhnasha, Yasam Marigalodgitam, Punadi Bhuvanandrayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.